No deer down here though.
No deer. Stay out, right?
Right.
Don't look in there on his wall.
You started with stealth strips or stealth outdoors.
Dang, you're a really nice guy. You might do well if you had a good product. Lou, it's Dan. Wife says to me, why don't you use two-sided tape? I'm like, what do you think I'm gonna do? Make a shirt that's not really nice and charge $75?
Right. Well, Lou just stealth stripped my my beast stand for me, and Lou owns Stealth Outdoors, as I'm sure most of you guys know. So he was here, so we thought we'd just sit down and talk for a little bit and maybe bring it to you guys on the Hunting Beast. But yeah, Lou, thanks for coming down, driving from Michigan to put some velvet tape on my stand for me.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything else.
Right. You had to come down here and see Southern Indiana.
I like Southern Indiana.
Oh yeah, it's a great place to live, good place to raise a family. No deer down here though.
No deer. Stay out, right?
Right.
Don't look in there on his walls.
No, look at Dan's. Look at.
Yeah,
if you watch Dan's hunt, we saw like 2 deer in the 5 or 6 days he was here. So, but anyway, yeah. So how did you get started with stealth strips or stealth outdoors? It's kind of a neat story. So.
Okay.
And it'll probably explain to a lot of people why you and Dan are kind of tight.
Well, I met Dan through his first hunting forum, and I remember one time when I met him at a hunting show after I just got to familiar with him on his forum. He's like, "Dang, you're a really nice guy. You might do well if you had a good product." And I had a product that wasn't selling. It was the bark silencer. So he called me up, and I think it was October '09. My phone rings, and it, Lou, it's Dan. Hey, I was thinking of you in my stand tonight. I'm like, okay, I can't wait to hear what the big buck serial killer is doing, thinking about Uncle Lou and his tree stand. Well, he squeaked his rubber boot on his cable. He said, I need you to make me some cable silencers. So I'll do that. I said, Peterson's at the time would they do one in New Gear Guide.
Yeah, Peterson's like bow hunting magazine.
Yeah. They do. I think it was actually called isn't it the Peterson's, whatever it was, it's their gear guide, their annual gear guide, and they would announce new products. Every year they were so nice to me. They said, you got anything new? So I said, yeah, I got the Dan Infalt Signature Series cable silencers coming out in next year. So all through the winter I was prototyping with stuff, didn't like anything. And one day I was standing in the kitchen, the magazine was getting ready to come out. It was 2010, January, and the magazine was going to come out. I still didn't have them. I was trying snaps, magnets, didn't like any of those. And so my wife says to me, why don't you use two-sided tape? I'm thinking, what's wrong with you? So I'm like, why don't you use... And before I'm done mocking her, I'm in the basement looking for two-sided tape. So I spent the next year playing with... It didn't take me a year to do it, but we spent a lot of time with a lot of different tapes with the fabric that we were using for the bark silencer. And we finally found the right tape, and I think in the last 10 years it's proven that it sticks well.
Yeah, for sure. And where did the product come from? What is it exactly? Because I'm sure it wasn't made for tree stands. Is there something?
I put I didn't invent the peanut butter or the jelly. I just put them together. So I made the Reese's peanut butter cup. And when I did them for the cables, we went on a pig hunt. I was telling you earlier. Dan put together, when he started the Hunting Beast, he put together a hunt at Superior Game Ranch up in the UP of Michigan, and a bunch of Beast members came, and I handed out samples. Many of them were helping me do destructive testing, and many people on the Beast after that started asking for different sizes, and that's how Stealth Strips started. And that's how every time someone, can you make this size? We always say yes, and that's why I'd have to look on the website, but we have 9, 10 different sizes. Now 3 rolls, and we'll do custom cuts.
Right.
If somebody can't find what they want, we say yes, we'll cut it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I always say, this is my favorite product, is the buckle silencer, and it's probably one of your newer products, isn't it? I mean,
March 2019. So that's when we introduced it. I think it was that winter, or early 2019. I was in the shop and I was wrapping. A friend of mine was doing a project for me at the house, and he brought his hawk sticks over and wanted me to wrap his hawk sticks. And he had pieces of Stealth Strip on the bare metal pieces of the buckle, and I kept hearing people on the forums talking about doing the buckles, and I'm like, what's wrong with the Stealth Strips? And they talk about bicycle tubes and yak grips and cutting and sewing and all that, and I'm like, so I just started playing around, and I mean, it's so simple it's stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, it's so simple it's stupid.
Yeah, and it takes all of a minute to put it on, and I mean, it's not hard to do.
If you're not going to wrap your sticks, this is the culprit.
That's the culprit.
Yeah,
if you don't do anything else, put this on these buckles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I mean, it doesn't make any noise.
Well, it takes out the metal to metal. I mean,
exactly.
You can get away with a hit.
Yeah, because I mean, most everything is not moving, but this is swinging around the tree, and you're taking it off your stand and
reaching around the tree and trying to catch it in the other hand, and ting.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
For sure. Yeah, and then I mean, I think a lot of people know about it now, but you also have your own camel pattern now, which is called the Ghost.
Smoke.
Oh my God.
God, no. You're fine.
Smoke. Sorry.
That's all
Smoke.
Right. Smoke. Yeah. I stare at camel all day, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know where the word smoke jumped in my head, but one day smoke camel jumped in my head. I probably just made a big order from Two Timber and was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I could entice them with the name and they could develop the pattern, and they kind of blew me off. But that's fine, everybody's
right.
I get calls too, and we're not a big company, and someone say, hey, have you thought of this? If you know, and I get it, it's kind of irritating when someone, hey, have you ever thought of this? Can you make this? You should make this, you'll sell a bunch of this.
Right.
Well, so after they blew me off, I'm like, all right, then I'm just gonna go do it. So I contacted I don't know why I contacted Greg Godfrey at Tethered and asked him if he knew a graphic designer. I don't know why. And he goes, as a matter of fact, I do have a graphic designer, and he's right there in Michigan, and his name's Derek Kappa, and he went to the Detroit Creative. It's CCS, and I apologize, I don't know what CCS stands for, but it's a very well-known graphic arts design school. And I'm like, perfect. So I met with Derek, and we put a little bit of work into it first. Originally, I wanted the name.
Right.
I mean. Like I've said a few times, I mean the hunting world needs another camel, about like Tom Brady needs another Super Bowl ring, right? But like I said, I stare at camel, and it got to be fun. It kind of took my attention. So what I was doing was tracing shapes instead of the randomness of the shapes that you'll see on like woodland camo and just the camo blobs and stuff. I was starting to trace features from throughout the country to try and connect to our customer base.
Right.
And so we had shapes from all over the country, and we threw it together. And then we got Derek involved. Well, my neighbor who was helping me was smoking a cigarette one night, and I think having a couple of beers. And his wife was on vacation, so he was home alone, and he was doodling while he was drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. He was shading some of the stuff in. I didn't mention that I had a neighbor who was helping me, right?
Yeah.
To just trace some. We were just hand and shading them in and just trying to get something for the designer.
Just trying to make a camo.
Yeah, we're trying to make a camo. And so one night he got smoking the cigarettes, and he started trying to trace the smoke patterns. So I sat down with Derek, and I tell him about my story and how I want it to be. I wanted all terrain, and I wanted the story about it. It wasn't really about making the best camo pattern. Right. I wanted it to be effective, but I wanted it to for the average Joe to feel a part of it. And hey, here's I had Lake Mille Lacs in it. I had I had the tip of Traverse City, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
And so if I saw somebody at a hunting show and they said they were from somewhere, I could probably point to somewhere on that shirt and say, oh, this is why we did this. Right?
Yeah.
And just make everybody feel a part of it. Well, Derek got to the smoke part, and he just ran with it. And I thought, well, let's see where this goes, because I'm clearly not a designer. So that's really what happened.
Yeah, so you had your pattern that you had in your mind, but then they went with your buddy smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, smoke. But I mean,
it kind of worked out good. Yeah, and then on top of that, now you have your shirt here that you guys can get on your website. That is the smoke camo pattern, not the Ghost, the smoke.
I wanted to call it a shirt jacket because it's more than a shirt, and I think some people are looking at it and say $75 for a shirt. So I give one of these to Info. I send one to him. Dan's been pretty good to us, so I sent him a shirt. Right? I mean, Dan deserves a shirt, right?
Right. So I wouldn't give him much more, but
okay. Yeah, not a lot. So I gave him a shirt and a hat, but anyhow. So I give Dan a shirt, and a couple weeks later he calls me, because I'm sure people throw shirts and hats at him all the time.
Yeah.
He calls me up and he goes, Lou, this is a really nice shirt. I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do? Make a shirt that's not really nice and charge $75?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I would describe it as it's like it's a suede material, like you said, and it's heavier than what you would like if you've got a light turkey hunting shirt or something like that. It's heavier than that, but it's not overly heavy. But like you said, it's a little like size, maybe like a half size larger than what the. I
did it kind of it really is a shirt jacket. It's like a heavy. It's not thick like a sweatshirt, but and I'm not a clothing maker, but I made it where it turns a hoodie into a jacket.
Right.
You got your hood there. It's big enough to go over a hoodie. So your favorite hoodie, you pick your size. You don't have to upsize it, and you get this, and now you got a jacket.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a pullover. I might do something with a zipper and make a hoodie or a
right.
We'll see.
And the materials. I mean, it's similar to what you would feel a stealth strip. I mean, it's kind of the same.
It's the same material.
Yeah, same material.
It's tough material. That's why that when we were shooting earlier and we were trying to cut this, I mean, it is dense, tough material.
Oh yeah, it'd be hard for briars or something to rip it. I mean, you definitely could, but it wouldn't. It'd be way more durable than what your average, run-of-the-mill hunting shirt would be. But yeah, I like it. I like the camo patterns. I'm a big fan of like openness in a camo pattern. I hate just.
I am too.
Yeah, I don't really care for
Dark
a lot of
blob
stuff going
effect.
on. Yeah.
I don't know. I put something up on I think it was on Facebook where Dan sent me a picture, and I had a picture, and I did them in black and white. I did them in color, and we were in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And I when I first got it late last summer, we put it in the green. Like I should almost walk over there, or you should, and we'll snap a picture because I think it does decent in greens too. I think it's fairly versatile.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you got a little bit of everything in there. There's definitely shades of green. Because in my mind, for some reason, I had it as there wasn't any green in it, and I was thinking before you got here, I was thinking, man, it'd be nice like for turkey hunting. It'd be nice to have a little bit of green in it. But then you pulled it out. I'm like, oh wait, no, there is green in it. So. Go check out that. I guess this is your newest thing on your website, isn't it?
I think it is.
Sure.
Outside of the rolls. I mean,
right.
we've been playing with the roll sizes because.
Then you got beanies and stuff like that in them also. And this is a nice beanie. But yeah, no.
I figure since you're in southern Indiana, I didn't give you the fleece lined. I gave you the fleece band. So we've got two different models of that. Yeah, and if you find that's not warm enough and you like that, you can get one of them tight, real, what do you call them, little stretchy things that go underneath if you need to beef it up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, is there anything else you want to talk about while we're sitting here chatting? Like we covered all your products and your...
I'm usually not speechless, am I?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, what time is it? I haven't had a beer since yesterday.
I have to do that. So, I haven't ate lunch since yesterday. But, all right, well, Lou, appreciate you talking to us. And everybody go visit Stealth Outdoors and get you some stealth strips. Like, and I was going to mention, too, like, the price of this stuff. Like, a lot of guys, you buy hockey tape or something, and these are affordable, cheap products. I mean, not cheaply made, cheap price. I mean, like you said, I think how much is a full tree stand kit set up? How much would that run you?
This tree stand kit's $20, and I think we had quite a bit of leftover.
Oh yeah. So, well, right here's all our leftover.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
to hit miscellaneous areas. The way people customize the way they pack and carry, and we try to focus and to do the perimeter of the base, the perimeter of the seat, hit the post, and then you've got some miscellaneous left around, left over for
we got
hitting how you may pack and carry your stuff.
Yeah,
something's
for sure.
Hitting, wrap it.
Yeah, and then how much are the buckle silencers?
Those are $250 each, and I do the 5-packs for their 10% off when you buy 5.
Yeah, and then 5 would get you your stand buckle, and then 4 sticks, which is a pretty common setup for everybody. So yeah, go check Lou and Stealth Outdoors out, and great product from a great person. So anything else?
Appreciate you having me down, Josh.
Oh yeah,
I'm good.
Thanks for driving all the way down here. So.
Wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah, you go back to Michigan with all the other hunters.
Yep.